Man, y'all go like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button, man, for you won't miss another video.
It is Saturday, May 3rd today. In 2 days, the Diddy trial begins. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be jury selection, so it's going to be a little while until it starts, but it's officially on. And look, I remember talking to people that were very familiar with the case. They told me that this case is actually beatable, 100% beatable.
Damn.
It's basically a domestic violence case that has ballooned into something way bigger. But the team is going to need at least a year to really properly, put this together. But Diddy always wanted a speedy trial. He was trying to get bond and so forth. So now, they try to delay it by 2 months, but since it's only one person, they can't justify it. So on Monday, the trial officially begins. Now, a lot of people have always asked, what exactly is he being charged with? So I'm going to break it all down. The original charges is a RICO, maximum penalty, life in prison, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, victim 1.
Damn.
That's probably Cassie.
It's Cassie.
Maximum penalty is life. Mandatory minimum is 15 years. Transportation to engage in prostitution, victim 1, again, Cassie. Maximum penalty, 10 years. Now, in April, there's a superseding indictment with victim 2. So there's a sex trafficking by force or fraud or coercion for this person, as well as a transportation to engage in prostitution, again, for this person. Diddy has pled not guilty, and I'd heard a rumor there's a 5-year plea deal in the works, but apparently all deals are off the table. He has rejected all the plea deals.
Damn.
I don't believe that 5-year plea deal, but
It was a rumor.
yeah,
It was a rumor.
the
Hell, I
feds,
don't believe
the
this
feds are in the hole for $3 to $5 million at this point with the resources they're spending. All that big ass raid. They've been doing a lot. The feds have been doing a lot. They've been monitoring him for a long time. They have invested a lot, and usually in money spent, they need years off your life. 5 years, he's already been there close to a year at this point.
Yeah, about 9 months. Well, no, about 6 months. He got, maybe about 8, 9 months. September is when he got locked up.
Let's just say it's getting close to a year, and what that's gonna mean is that if he does 85%, he'd be out in 4. So then we start thinking about it. He's damn near did 1. You tell me Diddy wouldn't take 3 more years, and all of this is pretty much over, right? I get his hell. Also, by the way, as soon as he takes that plea, and I'm pretty sure his lawyers could maneuver it in a way where he's not pleading guilty to some of the stuff to make us call him like sex trafficker.
Yeah.
It would be like a prostitution thing where he'll plead guilty to prostitution where we're like, prostitution, we don't care. Sex trafficking is a trigger word.
Right,
Rape is a
so
trigger
all the
word.
civil cases would fall apart, basically.
Right.
And here's what's interesting,
Well,
right?
not necessarily. They would fall
Well, okay,
apart.
but here's what's interesting, right? And Drew Finley talked about this on my show. If you look at the Diddy Fed case, and then you got like 20 civil cases, the feds went through every single civil case with a fine tooth and comb, because they would love to include all these other victims in the same case. Not a single civil case has been incorporated into the main case.
Damn.
There's been nothing superseding to add any of those cases, which would lead me to believe, Vlad, that law enforcement at the direction of the Department of Justice has fastidiously looked into all of those allegations and said, there's nothing here to put in the indictment.
So these are all just BS civil cases. All of them money grabs, pretty much. From the outside looking in.
Other than that, why would they not be part of it? Why would this not be? Because when it all first started, people were like, oh my God, this is going to be an 80-count indictment.
What we think?
Well, there's only 2 victims, though. If other people...
No, there's 5. So there's 5.
But he's only being charged for 2.
So under the RICO Act, they charge sex trafficking by itself, but there's sex trafficking under RICO, and they put 5 victims, right? In one of the superseding indictment, they actually removed the victim, and then another superseding indictment, they added 2 more. So there's 5 victims, but the standalone charge, because and I asked Drew Finley about that too, the thought and the theory behind all of this, right? And by the way, I also talked to Bradford Cohen. He's really in tune with a lot of this stuff. The thought behind this is, when you present the RICO charge, it's possible that because of the mountain of evidence, they might say not guilty, and you could still get him for the individual predicate act, right? Which is just sex trafficking, maybe not under the RICO statute, which is a corrupt organization charge, but you could get him for just sex trafficking that one person. They only have it for 2 people though. So they have it for victim 1, which is clearly Cassie. Victim 2, we don't know who. But then they have other victims. There's 3 other victims under the RICO section, which we have to believe that their situations can't be that major because they're only listed in overt acts and obviously a predicate act of sex
all that money, freaky ass nigga.
trafficking, but we don't hear too much about them. So they can't be strong witnesses. That's the point what I'm trying to say. Cassie,
Yeah.
the standalone charges that have Cassie and this other person are strong ones.
Man, Diddy,
These other
fuck,
ones,
man.
I could tell
Hey,
they're not gonna
like, subscribe, turn on notification button for you won't miss another video. Go follow me on Instagram. Let's get it. Let's go.